People often tell me I can't meditate. I tried, but nothing happened. It was boring. I couldn't quiet my mind. I kept falling asleep. When I hear these things, I know the person tried, because those are all the experiences that we all have when we begin a meditation practice. Even seasoned practitioners struggle with those same experiences. But with time, those struggles are accepted as something that needs to be experienced in order to overcome. We're so accustomed to distracting ourselves that we don't even know it's happening. So much so that it becomes uncomfortable when we're present and detached from those distractions. It becomes uncomfortable to see how distracted we keep ourselves. We spend our lives seeking comfort, trying to maximize pleasure and minimize pain, emotional or physical. But this keeps us at the mercy of what happens in life and inhibits us from living authentically, from actualizing our potential. We internalize states of fear and desire in early childhood, and the mind becomes conditioned with these experiences, so much so that we actually create those negative experiences unconsciously, completely outside of our awareness. They become our reality, our normal, and we believe that reality is the only reality. And because those automatic states are ever present, we develop patterns of distraction, fantasy, self-punishment, materialism, drug and alcohol use, dependence on relationships, sexual validation, all of these defenses, all that wasted energy to distract ourselves from something that is not even real, the conditioned reality of our past. The emotion itself is real, but it does not reflect the reality of the present. We live in conditioned states, emotions, and beliefs. They have little to do with the reality of the present. The present is full of potential and possibility, but that possibility is greatly narrowed by our conditioned way of living, thinking, and feeling. And the belief that we need to hide from those habitual negative states keeps us tied to those very same states. In order to truly let go of the past, we need to see that the past has become a false reality, one that we don't even see. In meditation, we seek to let go of those attachments, but the mind does not want to let go. This is a very important thing to understand. We do what we do not necessarily because we want to or intend to. We do what we do so the brain can keep experiencing what it's used to experiencing, the me of my past. When we step outside of our conditioned reality, when we do what needs to be done, the mind says, "This is not me," and we end up sabotaging ourselves in order to be what we hold to be me. When we meditate, we begin to experience all of this, and the mind says no. The mind or the ego or the personality wants to continue the charade. And when we begin to let go of that veil, that veneer, that reality, there's a strong resistance. The mind simply does not want to be seen. But if we don't see it, if we don't wake from that reality, from that dream, then we remain a victim of circumstance and continue creating the reality of our past, unconsciously. It's like the monster in the closet. We know it's not real, but the fear remains, and we don't want to get up and open the door and turn the light on. Instead, we lock the door. Meditation is turning the light on to our fear, our automatic negative thoughts, our feelings of worthlessness or insignificance. People might say, why would I want to experience those things? The reason is, if we don't, we remain in that reality. If we don't get to the experience of this is not real, then it stays real. We believe we need to acquire more in order to be happy. More knowledge, more money, more friends, more likes, more validation, more fun. But the path to authenticity is a path of subtraction, not a path of addition. Our authentic self is already there. It's just buried under the layers of false personality, the layers of distraction. The only real escape from this reality is to wake up to this reality in order that it can be seen for what it really is. A structure of falsehoods that keep us enslaved to non-functional ways of being. Meditation is difficult because we're pulling the covers on ourselves. We're seeing what doesn't want to be seen. We're trying to detach from what the mind has worked so desperately to attach to. We're letting go of what we have come to believe that we can't be without. Our distractions from the monsters in the closet. And until we develop the experience that the monster is not real, we believe we have to hold on to those distractions. How do we get past this resistance? Here are some practical steps. Let go of the expectation that meditation is going to do what the ego wants it to do. When the mind needs distraction, letting go of distraction is not welcome initially. Go in with the understanding and awareness that there are negative states that will surface, and that those states are simply not real. They're just conditioned. Don't approach meditation with the belief, I'm not doing it right. That's the biggest killer of our motivation to be. Settle into the experience of what is happening in the present moment. When you drift off, simply experience, here I am again, when you return. That was sleep, this is awake. It's important to notice the difference. With this foundation, ground yourself in the experience of your breath. The reasons for this are too numerous to name here, but they will be discussed later. And don't go immediately into what you think is right breathing. Just experience your breath as it is. It will become more relaxed on its own. It is helpful to add a simple mental activity to keep the mind from drifting off into automatic thought, into the dream. The most common is to count your breaths from 1 to 10 and start over after 10. If you lose count, you've drifted off. Don't try to convince yourself that you didn't by trying to remember where you were. Simply start over at 1. There's no contest or prize except an aim to return to the present. Let's start now. Just breathe. Sit in a comfortable but upright posture. If it's comfortable for you to sit in a half lotus or full lotus position, that's great. For most people, it's not. So just sit in a chair, a comfortable chair, with your back straight. It's better to not have your back against the back of the chair, but that's okay too. Experience the sensation of your breath. No right, no wrong. Just experience. Sensation grounds us in the present. And with consistent experience of sensation, we automatically free the places in the body where tension is being held and energy is blocked. Self-awareness of any aspect of ourself, sensation, feeling, thought, action, with time automatically brings correction to those functions. Things start getting stuck, blocked, non-functional when we function unconsciously. And stress causes us to hold tension in all of those functions. Stress, when we are not conscious, causes us to worry, to fixate on negative thoughts unnecessarily. It triggers the emotional experience of not being good enough, not being capable when we really are. Negative emotions get triggered and everything else follows suit. We lose awareness of ourselves and go into that reality of those emotions. We lose ourselves in negative emotions. That's why we get stuck in life. We fear not being able to do what we really can. We ruminate on negative thoughts about how bad we are or how bad others are. We start questioning our ability and stop believing in ourselves. The body follows, and we begin holding tension in various locations: shoulders, neck, face, stomach, etc. Our breathing becomes shallow. All of this happens automatically. When we're present, there is awareness of these states, and if we stay present, we see that those states don't serve us, and the holding of those tensions naturally begin to fall away. Breathe. Experience the breath. Breathe into the whole body. The energy of the breath into the whole body. Use that experience to go deeper into sensation of the body. The sensation of relaxation, warmth, expansion. Add the counting to help prevent the mind from wandering. Inhale. Feel your breath entering your body, oxygenating your blood. Feel the circulation of that energy throughout the body. Exhale and mentally count 1. Continue this for 10 breaths. You can use the imagery as a support to help reduce boredom. You can close your eyes. You can gaze softly downward. It's much more difficult to stay present when the eyes are closed, as there is an association to drifting off when the eyes are closed. Use the sound of the bell to bring you back to presence if you've drifted off. If you're startled by the bell, it's because you have drifted off, and that's important to see. Experience the images in your whole being, not just your mind, not just your sight, not just your hearing, but in your whole self. Experience the energy of the waterfall. The calm but powerful energy. Experience it inside yourself. Experience yourself in the waterfall. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just experience. Breathe. Experience the breath. Experience the waterfall. Experience the totality of yourself. Experience the difference between this state and the normal state of attachment that we generally live in. Take another deep inhalation. Experience expansion of your abdomen. Holding the breath at the top of the inhalation. And now releasing tension as you exhale. Just as the water is spilling over the edge of this cliff, allow the tension to spill out of your body. Experience the energy of the waterfall in yourself. Experience the increase in this energy. Notice the waves coming and going. Noticing your breath coming and going. Inhalation and exhalation. Awareness comes and goes. Just being present to all of it. Consciousness is the foundation. Everything happens within consciousness. But if I'm not present in the moment, I'm lost in the moment. If I don't experience myself, I'm not present. I become automatic. With consciousness, we have choice. Relax into consciousness. Relax into the beauty or the ugliness. Let go. Be. Just be yourself authentically.